This is part 2 of the meter reading tutorial. In this part we will discuss how to use Excel and get a daily reading of how much each homeowner is using. So we need to start down here I'll close this out so you can see. You start down here and click on this particular folder, which is going to take you to My Documents. Click there, click on Documents, click down here on 2016 meter readings, and then click on the month that we're in, which is November. Double click on that and you can see it says November 2nd, which is today, and double click on that to open it. We'll come back and format this in just a minute. Come back down here to the folder and My Documents. Your last meter reading was last month, so we need to come up and click on 2006 meter readings, double click on the October, and we need to rename this file to include today's date. We'll click on Rename through November 2nd and click Enter. And we'll double click on that to open it. And you can see this one's already formatted appropriately, has the date, etc. in here. This is what we're heading towards on November 2nd. In order to widen these cells out quickly, come up in between column A and B and you see that little arrows and line. If you double click there, that'll widen out to the widest words in that column. And we'll do the same between B and C, between C and D, and also between D and E. We also need a couple of columns between C and D, so we will click on column D and right click and click Insert. Do the same thing, click Insert. We need one above row 1, so we'll click Insert there as well. And we now have it formatted the way that we need to. We also need to put in the date for today, which is November 2nd, and it'll reformat when I click Tab on the keyboard, and that takes you to the right. We also need to put the word usage here and click Enter. So this is formatted the same way as the previous days is, just a different date and different meter readings. Go back to November 2nd, click on column C, come down to one of the grayed area, right click, and click on Copy. That'll copy that entire column and we'll be able to insert it in October 28th through November 2nd. Click on cell D1, right click, click Paste. And that'll paste all the readings into that column. So now we have today's reading and the last meter reading. Now we just need to figure out the difference between the two, which will tell you how many gallons were done in that time period. We're going to create a formula here. We'll click on cell E2, click equals sum D2, which is today's meter reading, minus C2, which is the previous day's meter reading, parentheses, and then times 0.1. For whatever reason, Neptune's meters don't read in gallons per minute, they read in 10 gallons per minute. Click Enter. We need to populate the rest of that column, so we click on cell E2, select that square, and you'll see that there's a plus sign. You can click on it, left click, and drag all the way down to the bottom of that column. And it'll populate all those cells. In that grayed area, you need to right click and click Format Cells. Click on Number, and we're going to reduce the decimal places to 0 instead of 2. So we click the down arrow twice, get it to 0, and click OK. And you can see that there's no more decimal places there anymore. And we'll clean this up now because there are several different little errors. E2 has a problem that says number value, and the reason is that these meters don't actually read. They're in a different format than numbers, and so they can't actually formulate anything. All we need to do there is click 0 and enter, and that'll make that a 0. Here we can see that there's this humongous number, looks like 1,000,000 plus. That's because on October 28th there was not a reading at that particular meter. That happens once in a while, and that's alright, once in a great while, but if that continues on, I need to go and check out that meter and see what's going on. In this case, we just type in NR for no reading. Click Enter. And we'll scroll down to cell 170, which is a Wildcat Ridge meter. And this is on our side up beyond Lake Villas. There's that little driveway. In there is a meter, and it's a bigger meter. This reads differently, and it actually reads correctly, and not 10 gallons, but actual gallons. And we just backspace until it gets just the parentheses, and we click enter, and that takes care of that cell. And we continue to scroll down. We see the value here. Click on that cell, do 0 enter, 0 enter, and 0 enter. Same thing with this Wildcat Ridge meter, which is actually in Wildcat Ridge at their pump house. Click on that cell again, come up here, and backspace over that, and click enter. And everything else is good. When there is more than just 1 days of meter readings, I also try to get an average of the days. And so I'll come over here in the cell G2 and click equals sum parentheses. This cell divided by, and you need to count the number of nights that there has been. So this is between the 28th and the 29th. Actually, if we look down here, I'll pull up a calendar so you can see it. So between the 28th and 29th is 1 day. Between 29th and the 30th is another day. Between the 30th and 31st is another day. Between the 31st and 1st is another day. Between the 1st and 2nd is the 5th. If you do this wrong, you'd actually count 6. If you counted 28, 29, 30, 31, 1 into 2, that would be 6, but you're counting the full days, not the days that have been used. So since it's 5 days, we divide it by 5 and click enter. So again, that's equals sum parentheses E2, cell E2, which is right here, divided by 5 days, and that equals 0. And we'll click on this square again, drag it down, and populate this entire area. Again, we'll right click, click on format cells, click on number, eliminate the decimals, and click OK. Again, we have a few different issues here. Since this is not a reading, I'm going to change this to NR again, so we'll see that later. Scroll down. I'm just double checking to make sure there's no more issues, and there are not. I'm going to stop this video here, and we'll continue on in the next video to see how to pull out Wildcat Ridge meters and also how to finish up Cold Sage Clubs meters.